Alrighty, this is gonna be a speed run for, I have no idea how to pronounce that. It seems like it's a combination of the words theatre and rhythm, so I'm gonna call it Theatrim. God, yeah, that's what I'm gonna call it. Theatrhythm final bar line. Oh my god. It'll start once we get past the opening. I just want to make sure that, like I had to upload my cloud save and delete, my main save. It's showing the intro, so that's a good thing. It's unskippable, so we'll just watch it. Oh my gosh, this game is just off the charts cuteness. It has like close to 350 songs, so it's like insane. We're definitely not doing a 100% run, we're doing an any percent. I suspect it will only take 2 to 3 hours, but I could be very wrong. But either way. What I should be doing instead is trying to finish my platinum, but I was like, I'm not vibing that right now. I think I'm just gonna do whatever the hell I feel like. So that's what's happening. Put this. Need to fix some OBS stuff to make sure my browsers are on top so that if there are comments or whatever, that they actually show up. Okay, that looks good. I also meant to throw a webcam on, so let's see here. There we go. Oh my god, I'm the palest motherfucker of all time. Scary. Alright, so the run just started when I opened the curtain. Let's actually... Oh, it's only gonna let us open certain ones. Let's start here then, because you get a good balance of characters with Final Fantasy VII. You also get 7 of them, so not so shabby. I think it allows you to unlock whatever you want after this? Maybe I'm wrong. Why is it like stalled? Am I in the way of what it's doing? Oh, okay, I'm stupid, that's why. Blah, 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 blah. Has like the best power. She's... Yeah, let's go with that. Okay. I know how to play. Thank you, game. Where can I put my disembodied torso? It's where it's not in the way. Can you tell that my dog took a bite out of my shirt? Oh, it's gonna force me to learn how to play the game again? That's obnoxious. Alright, cool. We can skip the tutorial. This is really just a test run. It'll be very easy to beat me if anybody else wants to play the game. I at least want to get like a category open on it because it's a fun game and I think people should play it, so... Is this another tutorial? Oh, that's just the first level. Just really easy, I guess. I probably could have skipped that, actually. Meow. Yeah, there's different kinds of stages. I get it. Alright, that's 3 tutorials, I think, in a row. Okay, so they force you to do 2 of these, I would imagine. Oh no, you can skip it, okay. Good, that's what I was hoping for. We don't have any keys, which is what I suspected. I think we should only have to do 2 songs, or 3, before we get a key. And then we're gonna do all the levels with 5 songs in them to attempt to unlock the final stage. I think you have to clear like 6 titles. And then you can go to like a 13 song series that you have to beat most of them, so we'll see how it all goes. Wow. I thought it would be especially interesting to try and get people to do the harder difficulties as a speedrun. I think it would be like visually and compelling, like as just like the sounds kind of go in line with the beat, as you can kind of see. And it gets super chaotic on the harder difficulties, so this is mostly a fun run, but I want to open the category because I want other people to run the game so I can watch them run it. So, and to have somebody just kick my ass off the leaderboard, like, I think people are being nice to me because I moderate a different game, and like, nobody will run my category, and I'm like, just kick me off the leaderboard already. It wasn't a particularly good run, but whatever. It's kind of interesting. I've been trying to run like the least toxic speedrun boards that I possibly can, because I have run into some just total douchebags on speedrun.com and in the speedrunning discords. Like, it's beyond, like, why people want to start drama over, like, what should be fun and interesting in a community of people, like, enjoying the same hobby. You just get these people that are like, I don't want to, like, reclaim my throne, so they, like, fuck with people. It's truly obnoxious. There have been mods that, like, have refused to, like, let people beat their score, or just take really long to approve runs until they've also beaten that time. I've just seen so much, like, nastiness in the last year that I've been doing speedruns. It just blows my mind. Not to say that anybody interested in it shouldn't try, I would just say, if you run into douchebags, don't let them get you down. Just fucking move on with your day and bounce out on that shit. That's how I do it. And I'm just an innocent bunny. Oh! Oh yeah, we got some crap that's gonna get deleted really soon. That's adorable. There's so many pop-ups when you beat a level, it's like... I feel like they constructed this as a mobile game and then, like, decided not to go that route? I don't know. Alright, I get it. Leave me alone. Boink. Boink. Alright, now we have skills. Look how fancy we are. I'd rather get the power plus. It's defeat an enemy though, which at this point in the game I might not actually be able to do because I'm starting with level 1 characters, so I don't know, we'll try it anyway, because I don't need the high potion particularly that much, so actually I might need a couple for the final levels, but that's because if you get poisoned more than once in a round, like, you take even one hit, which is just literally any bad or miss, then you're just gonna die and have to redo the whole level, which obviously in a speedrun is, you know, not ideal. All the yellow ones are analog stick presses. If it's a single arrow, you only have to move one analog stick. If it's a double arrow, you have to move them both. And sometimes they're in opposite directions, which kind of throws you off. The greens are just holds. The reds are single taps. It can be any button you want. You don't have to, like, use specific buttons, which I honestly like. I hate it when it's like, you're tripping over your own fingers trying to get a specific button. This game is very noob-friendly, so... When you start getting into the other difficulties, you'll see, like, move the analog stick and a red button press at the same time. You'll have multiple holds, so you could have to hold 2 buttons or 3 buttons at once. And again, it doesn't matter which buttons those are. And then when you get into, like, hard, you'll start running into situations where you can't just tap one of the buttons on your controller. You'll have to, like, alternate 2 or 3 buttons. Otherwise, like, because the timing's so fast, like, you won't humanly be able to push the buttons, like, just one button fast enough without getting a lot of misses, so... Just little things to keep in mind if you choose to play the game. I thought with 300 songs and it being relatively accessible and fun, like, why not, right? My goodness. I look like a mystery ghost. My office light is on, too. Apparently I don't go in the sun enough. But yeah, with these ones, the green with the arrow at the end, you just have to push the analog stick in the direction it shows at the end, or you'll get a miss. Some of those things took me a minute to figure out, because I skipped the tutorials the first time I played it, and I was like, why can I not hit these? So I just kind of trial and errored it out. Yeah, notice that sometimes those are diagonal. It's fairly forgiving, though. And you might see with the analog presses, like, 2 different directions. It doesn't matter which analog stick is in which direction as long as you're relatively hitting the opposite directions at the same time with both analog sticks, it'll register. So don't, like, freak out if you ever see one of those. Like, they become common later, but in the beginning of the game you don't see very many. I should get one of those little, like, especially for a game like this. I know I've seen people put controllers on their overlays and stuff, so that way you can see what they're doing on the controller, which is kind of cool. I haven't figured it out. Like, I looked into it once and I was like, I'm too lazy to learn a new skill today. Ay, ay, ay. Especially, like, recently I've been just kind of burnt out because I'm looking for a new job and it's just so soul-sucking. Like, ugh. Did I get a key yet? I should pay more attention when I do these. We'll take a look. Nope. No key yet. That's okay, though. I'll probably run it again in a couple days if I'm having fun with it, or if anybody else gets involved in doing it. I swear I don't look this pasty in real life, but I have not mastered the art of lighting yet. It's funny because I was playing Mega Man Legends the other day with my camera on and it was just too distracting because like every time my monitor changed colors, like my face would, and I was just like, what the hell is going on right now? Because the other day, like before that, I was playing a different game and it wasn't like that severe. I don't know. I need to probably play with my settings more. It's a relatively new webcam for me, so it's kind of cool because it, whatchamacallit, it can take the background out without a green screen, so I thought that was kind of a neat feature. Yeah, those are those opposite ones I was talking about. Like if the left side says push right, and the right side says push left, it doesn't matter as long as you hit both of the opposite directions. Shazam. It's a birdie. Hurry, hurry, I'm a furry. Yeah. There's our key. It might only allow me to get access to certain titles, so we're gonna obviously unlock the ones with the least amount first. We might as well just finish this set, because we already got 4 of them completed, so we'll see how it goes. Rainbow crit judgment, or 250 damage. We have a better chance of getting the rainbow crits than the damage at this point. As you might have intuitively gathered, the rainbow crits are the best ones, followed by normal critical, which is like a yellow, followed by great, and then good, and then bad. A perfect score would be all 9s, and that's all rainbow crits. But with these squiggly ones, you move the left analog stick in the direction that the squiggle goes. It's super forgiving as long as you're paying attention. It usually doesn't mess up, unless you run into PS5 controller drift, which I have a few times, unfortunately. The nice thing is in the upper left-hand corner, if you clear the quest, you'll see that you did it successfully with that green indicator. I don't think I'll be able to kill any of the bosses, because this will be like a low-level run. Your party's level and skills do matter if you're trying to win some of the quests that are associated with the levels. And your abilities auto-use themselves. Eventually you'll unlock summons, those also auto-use themselves, so you don't have to worry about like trying to activate certain things. The game just does it all for you. Your only job is to follow the prompts on screen. The way a lot of the abilities works are they either activate when you run into a boss, or they activate based off of like if you get 20 presses of good or better, the skill will activate, and it just accumulates through the level. Most of those skills can be activated multiple times, depending on how many button presses there are in a level, so it's pretty straightforward. Later we'll get that summon bar, and it just slowly fills up based on your presses. If you get more rainbow criticals, it fills up faster. It's kind of intuitive in that way. Yay. I sound groggy. I had like this protein shake thing, and I think it's like coating my throat, which is kind of annoying. I should just drink some water. Let's see, we probably learned, yeah, some stuff. Might as well have the skills equipped. I keep forgetting to use my EXP up egg. It might be beneficial down the line to help me get some of the rewards, which could prevent me from dying in the later levels, so... But it's usually best to use the eggs when you have a gold and a silver, because then it increases your experience by 8-fold. The only problem with that is you'll never be able to get more than... Maybe not never, but on most levels it's impossible to get more than 9,999 experience in one go. Some of the longer levels later that are like 6-7 minutes long, they have higher experience caps. But yeah, the best characters in the game are going to be Noctis from 15, Yuna from 10, Ferris from 5. Who's the other one that I use? Oh yeah, Terra from 6. It's a well-balanced party because Noctis has a skill that he can use that has like the highest level of damage multiple times in a fight. Also he has first attack, which can be used an unlimited amount of times. So that means he can attack first every single time an enemy mob shows up, which is good for clearing mobs quickly. Ferris also has first attack. She has dual wield, so any of her skills can be used twice in one button press sort of thing. And then she has a bunch of like other things that are not particularly useful, but it gives you like an empty slot to put like farm items or farm summon stones later, so it helps out a little bit. Terra just has powerful magic. She eventually gets Ultima, but she also has dual cast, so she can hit enemies with magic twice with one cast. So since most of the skills cap out at 4 uses per fight, she gets 8, and then Ferris gets 8 physical attacks, so that's why those two are the best. Like I said, Noctis is the best because he can hit heavy damage multiple times in one round. And then Yuna's good because you'll get an automatic summon, and she further increases the rate at which your summons build up. So she is very useful. But keep in mind on the levels that you only see like the one button press icon. You can't summon in those levels, so you should swap out Yuna for something else in that case, so that somebody else learns some experience. Yeah, like these levels where you start off with a long squiggly. Summons don't happen in these, so don't even bother bringing a summoner. What's kind of cool is the game will allow you to get like bonuses if you log in every day. They're not needed, but this game is like super chill, so playing a couple levels a day, like just when you're bored out of your mind or like just want to listen to the music, is honestly kind of like refreshing for me, so I've been having some fun with it. But man, the harder difficulties are crazy. Like, there's 4 difficulties. I don't remember all their names, but the 4th one is insane. The 2nd and 3rd ones are not too bad if you play them in order. If you try to do the 2nd or 3rd difficulty off the bat without understanding how the game works, you're gonna have a bad time, because you'll be dead. But that's not the end of the world. Listening to these songs, if you like them a few times, is not gonna ruin your whole weekend, so there you go. Basic, Expert, something else, and Ultimate. I must atone. But yeah, the status effects, Stone means you can't hurt the enemies for 8 seconds. poison takes 1% of your life for 30 seconds unless it's healed. That's the most dangerous one in my opinion. There are others, but they don't seem to like really bother the progression of the game too much. And getting stoned, LOL 420. No, I mean like getting turned into the stone status. Maybe it's called petrify? I don't know. It's not that bad, it's 8 seconds. It only really matters on levels where you're trying to beat a quest for defeat the boss in like under 25 seconds or kill 4 iterations of this boss on one map, blah blah blah. Shazam. It also tends to be that the further back you go in the levels, the more experience that you'll get, so save your eggs for like battle 12, 13, 14 out of 14. Don't waste them in the early levels. Same for the difficulties. The earlier levels for the higher difficulties are a lot easier than the back end levels. So if you want to like practice the harder difficulties, I'd say start with the first couple levels. I muted out for a bit because my doggies were being cray-cray. They like to bark at random anything. Couldn't tell you why. I think they just get bored and they're like, oh, I heard a twig snap. It's time to let that twig know that if they come in this house that they're gonna get eaten by the cutest dogs ever. Who have never bitten anybody, so just kind of hilarious. We should be able to unlock, hopefully, more levels now. I think we need 5 more titles clear to do the final stuff. Yeah, now I think everything's unlockable. What the hell? I'm like pushing the left button and it's not. There we go. It's not being nice to me. Let's see. Let's start here. Unlocking the title expanded your party. We're not going to be switching party members though. There'd be no point on a speedrun. Mystic Quest. Oh my gosh, I haven't played this game since I was a kid. On original hardware, on the SNES. It's kind of funny because this game was made because the Japanese thought that US RPG players needed like their handheld, so they made this game for them, which I thought was kind of funny. To be fair, they probably did market research. feeling a little sleepy right now. Probably because I woke up a little earlier today than normal, but I laid back down like twice and my brain and like my body were just like, you're awake, bitch, get out of bed. So I did. I know that there's some notes that have like this rainbow swirl around them, and it says it makes the song go faster for 1.6 seconds. I don't know if that means... I don't think it increases the tempo of the song. I think it just means you have the opportunity to get more notes, maybe? I am not quite sure on that. Either that or output more damage to kill the enemies faster. That's what I suspect it is, but I don't know for sure. Dang, we're in like level 60s already. It's kind of crazy. Oof. I'll double check my skills when I hit 99. I don't think it'll matter, but it's like, eh. I'm fairly certain that difficulty doesn't impact the length of the song, it just impacts how many notes you're going to see on screen. I think I forgot to mention one of the most, like, obvious things of all. It's like, your hit points, it goes up with your team as they level up. You can also get items that increase base stats, as usually rewards for beating quests. If your HP goes to 0, I mean, intuitively, one would think that you will... It ends the song right then and there. Unless you use a Phoenix Down item. But I would save those for higher difficulties for those who wish to tackle such things. I've basically never used any of the curative items, so I have like 100 plus of each of them. And I haven't even beaten all the songs yet. I've beaten probably like 150 of the 350. You still do get experience points though, even if you fail, so it's not like it's a total waste. But it's not as many as you'd get if you finish the stage, obviously. I don't particularly like the music for this mobile game that I think has been discontinued, but it only has 5 songs, so... And since to unlock the final area you have to clear so many titles, it just makes sense that you're gonna, on a speedrun, pick the ones with the fewest amount of songs. It's not to say that I think the music for this is bad, it just doesn't, like, hit my nostalgia because I've never played this mobile game. Because I don't play mobile games, really. They're just there to steal your money. They usually are, like, fun and easy in the beginning, and then they just ramp up in difficulty until you're like, well, maybe I'll give them $5. And you're like, oh, maybe I'll give them $100. So I stay very far away from those. Maybe it wasn't this title I was thinking of, because that music was actually pretty good. It might have been one of the other mobile games that I was like, oh, this is just not worth it. I was like, come on. Gotta have better stuff than that. But this game's $100 if you pre-buy the 5 DLC packages. I think 1 or 2 of them or 3 of them are out now already. Because the digital deluxe edition, I think that was $80 came with them. Or 70, I don't remember. I bought the disc for $40 on the internet, so I collect games, so I don't usually purchase digital-only versions. The nice thing about having the disc is that if you ever want to play the game again and the PlayStation Store goes offline, you still can. And since that's happened with almost every single one of Nintendo's games outside of the Switch at this point, because I know they're shutting down the 3DS store soon, it doesn't make sense to have digital copies when you know Nintendo's just gonna come out with a new console in 4 or 5 years and make you rebuy everything again. At least Sony and Xbox don't seem to be that predatory. I know there was a huge, fan backlash when they threatened to shut down the Vita store. I think they postponed it, but they did do it anyway or something. I don't remember exactly what happened there. But I was sad because I have, so many PS1 games on my Vita that I was like, I don't really want to play this, on any other system, because it's nice that it's handheld, but I've been working remote for a while, so it matters less to me now. Caffeine. I should have made some more coffee. I'm a failure. I didn't make enough coffee. I'm too deep in it now to start over, so we're just gonna roll with it. And try to play it backwards. Nah. only mobile Final Fantasy game I ever played was Record Keeper, and I never paid money on it. The game was just like built well enough to where I don't think anyone really needed to spend money on it. Until it launched its like third or fourth phase where just everything was... I don't even remember how to describe it. I just knew I was going to stop playing it at that point. I was like, oh, after like 4 or 5 years, you finally decided to go the greed route. And I was like, I'm out of here. Later, taters. That song was just... oh, it's still going. You can tell your progress at the bottom, like that purple bar. When it's full, the song's over. I was just hoping this song was over because it's not particularly good. Like, what am I, in a church? Why is there an organ? Help me. Help me, Lord. I'm frightened. Ugh, it's getting melty in here. It was like 75 out yesterday, which was nice. Earn 9 million or more points. How did this get changed to a phoenix? I could have swore I had something else on there. Eh, whatevs, it don't matter. I really hope they add like either Drakengard 3 or Nier Automata music to this. That would be awesome. I would actually buy that DLC pack. Outside of that, though, I don't think I'm going to be doing the DLC. I like the music in this game better. I've actually played this game too. It's actually pretty fun. And probably on sale for like $10. Actually, I'm pretty sure this song is originally from Final Fantasy VIII. I was like, I know I've heard this before. I don't think it's exclusive to this title. I'm like 87% sure this is like the Laguna fight music from Final Fantasy VIII. Whenever you're Laguna, or the other two guys, forget their names. thing I didn't mention is with those green hold bars, each one of those dots is like hitting a note. So if I missed that green bar, it would be like 3 misses because I'd miss the first button press, the second dot in the center, and the one at the end. So you want to not really screw up on these hold ones because it'll impact you more than once. That really matters if you're trying to kill enemies or bosses or just get high scores, which are a lot of the quests. So the green one's like, do you want to miss one note or do you want to miss like several? But you can heal your HP with the items. I think I already mentioned it, but there's Potion, High Potion, and Phoenix Down. Phoenix Down revives you if you die in the level, which is kind of nice. And then, especially for the harder difficulties. There's also skills that can heal you too. think what I actually was meaning to say earlier is, like, you can't restore your life by getting a bunch of correct button presses, just on its own. Like, if the button presses coincide with a cure skill, then fine, it will heal you. But if I'm, like, close to death and I push every other button but the last one in a row correctly without curing myself, you're still gonna die. So it's kind of, like, different from some other rhythm games I've seen in that way. That's what I was trying to say. Goodness. But yeah, some of the characters are duplicated. I have never used Yuna 2, so I don't know if she comes with the same summon benefits that Yuna 1 comes with. I would doubt it. Because yeah, Yuna 2 has the guns from Final Fantasy X2. One of the worst games of all time, in my opinion. At least in the Final Fantasy series. Still better than anything Ubisoft has ever made. Same for Bethesda. I have no love for them. Who else sucks? Konami. They're terrible. Should eat my balls. Capcom just keeps making remakes, so they should burn in hell too. Oof. Yeah, there's just not very many good game developers anymore. It's just all about the bottom line. There's so much systemic abuse in the game industry that it's just like, damn. Like Activision Blizzard, probably the most ruthless of the bunch. Oof. Like, I used to have Square Enix on a pedestal and FromSoft, but with Square continually pumping out mobile games that they're like, oh, we're gonna support forever, and then delete after a year, after it's siphoned the cash from its customers, I'm like, dude, you guys suck. I couldn't believe Platinum Games, too, was like the whole Babylon's Fall fiasco. Yowza. I tried to play it, because I thought it would be funny if I speedran the game, and then, like, the server shut down and then no one could ever challenge my world record. But that game is so terrible, I could not play it. So, it wasn't happening. And I can't believe they, like, went doing something like that instead of, like, another Nier game or, like, a new Drakengard game. Now that, like, Yoko Taro is a little bit more well recognized. Like, man, of all the things they could have collaborated on, like, that was what they picked. Yikes. After this title, we have 2 more titles to do, and then we open the final dungeon or whatever. I don't know what to call it. Final series of songs that lead to the end credits. How about that? That being said, one thing with this game that I don't like is that you accrue this resource called Rhythmia, and it has no use other than just it accruing. Like, what would have made more sense to me is being able to buy items with it in case you run out. I just don't see how that disconnect occurred. It kind of blows my mind. But I didn't develop it, so nobody cares about my opinion. Oh. Just bizarre, like, why have this resource if it's just to sit there looking pretty? We haven't seen that kind of configuration before. Basically, to keep the chain going, like if I'm holding X and it gets to the end where it like shifts up into another hold bar, you can select any of the other buttons and then go back and forth to keep the chain going. Doesn't matter what button you push, but I don't think you can push the same button when you're transitioning to the next line. Maybe you can, but honestly you wouldn't want to because you'd have to wait for the system to register a depress and then hope you press it fast enough before the situation passes you by, so I would just recommend using alternating buttons in that situation. So we have 2 more titles of 7 to clear, and then the final dungeon, which I think is 12. And they're all about a minute and a half, but the final dungeons are like longer, so I'm hoping for a sub 3, but we'll see how it goes. Right now we're sitting at like probably an hour 35. Depending on how long the opening credits and all that fuckery was. But most of the skills you learn are from leveling up. However, other skills are learned through books that are rewards for the quests or various feats. The feats are like play 1 song of every title, clear a title, or complete a title. Completing a title is clearing all the songs and also all the challenges in there, so requests rather. But clearing a title is only beating the songs all the way to the end boss. You don't have to actually beat all the songs. So there's a lot of like little mini things to do in the background if you're wanting to like try to platinum this game. I don't know if I will. Like I might lose interest in it, but we'll see what happens. I might, however, do another speedrun on medium difficulty, but I don't want to touch hard or hardest. Whatever they're actually called. Those are for people that are better at video games. Maybe not video games specifically, but rhythm games than me. Like, I'm pretty good at DDR, but this game doesn't come as natural to me as that would. Another thing I forgot to mention too is once you hit level 99, that's not over for a character. The characters can go all the way up to level 99 times 9, which is called 9-star, and that's one of the trophies. I haven't even done that on my master file. I think I'm at like 4 stars, but I'm only about halfway through completion of the game too, so clearly there's more time to get the 9-star thing. But I'm not a big fan of these level designs where it's just like most of the time one note coming at you at once and squiggling the analog stick. They're just very slow and kind of boring. I don't get like what the point of some of these are. The nice thing with those paths where you can diverge is you don't have to complete the other path to complete a stage. So while it says I have 7 songs in this series, we only have to complete as many as it takes to get to the final boss. I'm sure if somebody spent 10 minutes routing this, they could easily find a better path than I'm taking. I am just doing this out of sheer boredom and for the music, honestly. Well, and to get the category on Speedrun.com put up so that if there are other people who have the same idea, then they can play the game too. I think, you know, not everybody has the fortitude to be like, okay, I want to go like on speedrun.com and figure out how I'm going to get a category made, and then once the category is made, you have to moderate the game or find moderators for it. So it's like, while somebody might want to speedrun the game, they might not want to moderate it. So, and moderation typically means you have to create a Discord so that the community can engage with what the rules should be over time, what kind of categories they want. Like sometimes people want to do like any percent, sometimes they want to do harder difficulties, sometimes they want to do 100%, sometimes they just want to do individual levels. So there's, you know, all kinds of different things people like to do on there. But creating the category in the first place might not be their cup of tea. So I try to, whenever there's a game I know I'm gonna replay, at least get a category up, even if I know like I haven't put up like an unbeatable or like really solid attempt. Like there might as well be a category for it. You never know. Because I mean, this game's still new and full price right now, and over time it'll go on sale and more people will have it and more people might think of speedrunning it. So I saw that out of the multitude of titles that bear the Theatrhythm name, only one of the titles is actually up on speedrun.com, despite there being more than one game. I think there's like 3 or 4. But yeah, I was kind of thinking at first, I was like, why would someone speedrun this game? Because if somebody took the time to route it out, like the time would be potentially the same every time. Especially if people decide like, oh, I'm not going to waste the time to equip abilities or use items, I'm just going to fly through it. But not everybody's going to want to play the game that way, hence the different categories, so I was like, we'll see what happens. and I didn't anticipate it would be a particularly long speedrun either, so, you know. That and the music is good, like, why not? Oh no, I was poisoned. Didn't seem to be doing very much to my health, though. I hate the quests where it's like, put a certain person in your party. I'm like, I don't use that person. I think there's 104 characters in this game, like, that seems just kind of like, it's easy, but it's also like, I don't wanna. Alright, this is the final series of songs. And most of the best music is in this file, so that's a good thing. Look at all those frogs. Probably at like 220 right now, so not too long. Probably my all-time favorite music from Final Fantasy comes from Tactics. We're at like 240 and there's only a couple songs left. Alrighty, this is the last one. We skipped about 300 songs, but you know. Alright, that's game. It was like 2:52-ish. I'll have a final time when I upload it to YouTube. But I'll leave the game on so it can show the ending credits and all that good stuff.